All right, hi everybody. I just want to welcome you to our therapist hangout. These are five ladies, including myself, that are really passionate about helping people, and we're going to give a little bit of insight and share our stories with Isagenix. So I'm Jillian Klein. I used to be a full-time occupational therapist working in inpatient rehab. My passion is really stroke patients, age 40 to 65-year-old, really helping them regain everything about their lives that has been taken away from stroke. I have been using Isagenix for about a year and a half. My sister is the one who introduced me to the products back when I was not feeling very good. I was tired all the time. I was taking naps pretty much every day, not going to the gym, and just feeling really uncomfortable, actually, just like in my skin, in my clothes, and I was complaining a lot. So she pretty much told me, all right, stop your complaining. She's a holistic health coach, so she's kind of the gold standard in our family about health and wellness. And she said, you need to do this 30-day. So we did it together, and I had no expectations. I really didn't think anything was going to work. I didn't think I was doing so, bad with the way I was eating before, but I figured if she's going to recommend it, it's going to be good for me. At about the 2-week point in my first 30-day, I really started feeling amazing, like sleeping through the night, having energy. Instead of coming home at like 4:30 and snacking and then taking a nap, I was going to the gym and just feeling really energized both at work and afterward, which was something that was new. And she had brought up the opportunity for the business right away. She said, why don't you see if your friends want to do this with you and you can make some extra money? And I actually told her, no, Lara, I have a job. I don't need any more money, because I loved being an occupational therapist, and she hated her job working in finance and working in the city. So that was something that I kind of correlated. I thought, oh, okay, you do this business because you hate your job. I love my job. I get to help people every day. Not many people get to say that. So that was something that was a big thing I had to kind of get over. And after I felt so amazing, and I was like, oh my God, people need to know that they can do this, that they can feel just as good, then that it's going to work, because I really didn't think it was going to work. And so I posted my own pictures, my before and after pictures on Facebook, and everybody was wondering what I was doing. And I was just like, you know what, if I can help one person, it's all worth it to be uncomfortable and a little bit embarrassed that I was the way I was before. And that was about a year and a half ago. So I started just knowing that I was going to take these products for the rest of my life, and I was like, cool, like, this is an extra cost. I guess it would be awesome if I got my products paid for, and that was my first goal, just getting my own products paid for. I had started going to the gym, so getting that paid for, personal training, getting that paid for, and then once I started hitting all of those goals, I said, okay, like, now I've done that, maybe I'll get my car payment paid for. So that was my next goal. And then I did that, and then I was like, what else can I get paid for? So that was a year ago, and if you would have told me a year ago that I would have been resigned from my full-time position as an OT, I would have said you're crazy, but that's exactly what I did. So June 2014, I actually resigned from my full-time position, and now I'm doing Isagenix full-time. And it's kind of amazing to know that I can help more than 5 people a day, both physically, but really the part that impacts me the most is financially, knowing I can help my friends who are coming out of OT school, PT school, pharmacy school with these ridiculous amounts of loans, and I can help them pay that down so they can really do what they want with their lives and really take on the world. So I want the rest of these ladies to kind of give you their story. So Marianne, can you share with us how you got started?
Absolutely. I'm Marianne Snyder, and I'm a physical therapist. I've been a physical therapist for 25 years now. And the way I got into Isagenix was I was actually looking for a healthy weight loss program for my husband. I've always been on the thin side. My husband's always been a little bit on the heavier side. He's always struggled with his weight. So what happened was a couple years ago, I put him on a whole food diet, all vegetarian, and he lost all the weight, but he absolutely hated it. So I was looking for something more sustainable this time. I called an old friend from high school, and she was selling Isagenix. So I called her up, and I explained the situation to her. She said, well, Marianne, go ahead and put Rich on this program, see what you think. I said, all right. And she said, and how are you doing? And I said, how am I doing? I'm stressed to the max. Because I don't have any trouble, with my health, my weight, but I'm stressed out. I've got kids in college, and I'm trying to make ends meet. I'm working a night job. I'm a full-time therapist during the day. I'm taking all the home care patients I can take at night till they're kicking me out of their house. No one wants to see a home care therapist at 8, 9 o'clock at night. She said, well, look, Mary, if it works for Rich, which it will, we know it'll work, why don't you try doing the business? So with all that said and done, Rich was extremely successful. So I started taking the products. I didn't even think I needed them, and I felt so much better. I didn't realize how much I needed these products. I thought I was eating healthy. I obviously wasn't getting enough protein, because once I started on this program, I felt so much better. So I said, sure, I can definitely, join this program as a business builder. I stopped doing my home care at night, started working on the business, and it's just amazing. The stress is gone because I have far exceeded what I was making as a home care therapist at night. So now I just do my full-time job during the day, then I come home and I can do everything from my computer or my phone. It has been just life-changing for me and my family. And I get those college tuitions paid for. So, yay!
That's fantastic. Casey, what about you?
Well, my name's Casey Villani. I actually got into Isagenix through Jillian. We went to school together. She was a year ahead of me. I was only 27 years old, so I started about a year ago. I was working a lot, just really tired, and I was newly engaged. So, like any newly engaged soon-to-be bride, I wanted to go out and look at dresses. I remember going out with my mom and my best friend and just feeling so lousy, so disgusted with myself, and how I let time catch up, and I wasn't taking care of myself, and it didn't match what I felt in the mirror. Should have matched my energy level and what I wanted to envision myself walking down the aisle on my wedding day. So I remember seeing all these posts from Jillian, these fabulous transformation, her own, and I was just kind of blown away. It took me some time to actually give her the opportunity to then give me the opportunity to get into the program and be a product user. But I'm so happy that, I finally talked with her, because it's probably the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. I was able to lose 40 pounds within the first 20 days. I remember I texted her, and I was down 15 pounds, and I could just notice the difference. I was so excited to take my pictures, even though it hadn't been 30 days. I was just like, I want to do this. And she said, post them. Post them on Facebook. You have this gift, so share it with other people. I was like, yeah, okay. I posted them. I ran away from my computer when I did, and came back like 15 minutes later, scared. What would everyone say? But the reaction was so good. Since then I've been able to help a lot of people. I want to help so many more, and I know I will. So the opportunity is out there. It's amazing nutrition, amazing business opportunity. So in the future, business-wise, any therapist, we have to have goals. We set measurable goals. And that's what I want to do now as well. I mean, 2 years from now, I want to be able to pay off my student loans, at least 50%. So within 2 years, 50% of my student loans are going to be paid off. I have it written down. That means at least $50,000. And my husband and I, we want to start a family. That all costs money. So I want to be able to provide and be at home with kids if that so happens. So thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Casey. All right, Laura Lee, you're up next.
Hi, guys. So my name is Laura Lee Cangelosi, and I was a full-time occupational therapist working with kids with special needs, aged 3 to 21. And although I love children, I was loving therapy when I got out of school. Shortly after, I found myself completely uninspired because the people that I was working for, it was all about paperwork, and it just really wasn't about what I went to school for.
That's all right. I think Laura Lee, the puppy, is barking. But that's okay. We can still hear you. It's life. You're back.
Come on, Laura.
All right. Well, while Laura Lee gets back to us, Jerry, why don't you share your story?
All right, my name is Jerry Kearns, and I am a physical therapist assistant. And I was introduced to Isagenix by Marianne, who you just heard from. I've been working with Marianne off and on for a couple years. And when she spoke to me with the passion in her voice and through her emails about what she had found, what she was doing, I was all in. I, again, was like her, a little thin, but a little bit extra weight that was carried after my kids. No energy, tired all the time, didn't sleep well, and my husband also was always carrying a little extra weight. So I got him and myself on board and immediately started to feel better, slept better, had energy in the morning. We both now get up early. We go running in the morning together, and it's just been wonderful. We've had just a fantastic experience with the products. I've turned around and trying to help others now, and I'm getting my products paid for, and my goals are to start putting money away more for my boys and for their college education as well.
That's fantastic. Awesome. All right, so we're just going to try to go through a few questions that most of us get when we're talking to new prospects who are looking at this as a business opportunity. One of the first ones that we hear a lot, because we're therapists, we're very busy, we're very driven, but how do you find time to balance a full-time career, a part-time business, and then also have a life? Who wants to take that?
I'll take that. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys hear me? It's Marianne again, and I love the question about balance because I still do physical therapy full-time. One of my goals maybe in the future, well, it definitely is one of my goals, to go down to part-time and then just do my Isagenix business as the rest of my income will come from that instead. But for now, I'm still full-time. How I'm able to balance is because it's very easy to organize yourself with our system. Our team, we're very lucky to be on a team that is filled with education. We have systems put in place, and I'm the type of person, when I took on doing the Isagenix as a business, I went to my sponsor and asked her what to do. She told me exactly what to do, and I followed it. I didn't question it. I took her systems, put them in place, and one of those systems had to do with organizing, especially organizing my day planner. And so every call I make to somebody is in my day planner. And when I'm going to return a phone call or have another call with somebody, I don't just put it out there haphazardly. I make a time where we're going to speak to each other. So therefore, I can block out my workday, that I don't do my calls during the workday. Occasionally, if I can, I'll do one at lunch, but again, it's scheduled in. I could also take calls before work, and then I could take calls after work. But I block off my family time. I block off if I have to go to a football game for my son, or I have to meet my daughter in Philadelphia for something. I block those times off and schedule everything in my day planner around my family life and my work life. And it totally works because everything's done via the computer or the phone. I can be portable. I just stop, look at my day planner, make my calls, and it works. It's very, very easy to balance this with a full-time job.
Love that. All right, thanks, Marianne. One of the next questions, and I would like Casey to answer this. Casey, can you just touch, because we're both younger, we obviously have, careers ahead of us, a long time, to be in the working world. We're not like Marianne, who's been doing this, for many years. So with you, like, where do you see yourself in the next 2 years, especially with the big, thing that has happened in your life, with your career as a therapist, but also this business opportunity?
That's a really good question, and I constantly think about it because we're young. I'm 28 now, and there's so much time. I mean, like, our retirement age is 65. That's a long time to be working still, and to be doing one thing for the rest of my life. You got to find something that you really enjoy, and I know that I really enjoy helping people. That's why I became an occupational therapist. So in the next 2 years, I do want to do OT, but on my terms. I don't know if I want to be doing a 9 to 5 because, like I said before, I want to have a family. I want to raise children with my husband. We want to eventually move. We're country kids. We like the outdoors. We want to travel and have a great big barn with lots of animals. So I want to have that time where I can balance work on my time with family life. And with this opportunity, Isagenix gives us that opportunity to build our businesses at the pace we want. So really just setting our goals to what we want and building as fast or as slow as we want. I always like how I was told you can do this business in the pockets of your life and give yourself even just 15 minutes a day, and it makes a difference, So in 2 years, like I said before, I want to have a great big chunk of my student loans paid off so I don't have to, worry about that, and have a family.
That's awesome. I love that. And I love that really, this business just grows with you. And exactly what you said, you may not want that 9 to 5, so doing this now in the pockets of your life, is building that residual income. So when you do go to have a family, right, those student loans are already, either gone completely or at least a huge chunk are gone. So another question that I actually get a lot, because now I'm doing this full time, is people say, did you feel like, you wasted your education? Obviously I have a master's degree. I went to school for 5 years to do that, and now I'm not doing that any longer full time. And, do you feel like you have to give up therapy to do this business? And honestly, the answer is no. I love this business for therapists because it is so similar to what we do on a daily basis.
It is.
We ask questions.
It's therapy.
We find out what people's problems are, right? And then we find solutions. Is that not what therapists do? And we're like, okay, here you go. I have it. This is what I want you to do. Check, check, check. Boom. Now you have reached your goals. Oh, you want to set new goals? Boom. Let's reach those. We know exactly what we need to do. And I love that. I'm a problem solver at heart. I know specifically for OTs, that's what we do. We observe, and then we say, okay, how can we adapt this? How can we do this differently? And, we have a saying, it's don't just think outside of the box. Why does there have to be a box at all? And so I love that. This is so similar, this business, in general. And like Casey said, can do it part-time and still be building that legacy. So when you want to do it full-time, it's there. Or that you could just be putting money away for those specific things like college loans or your kids' loans, or kids' college like Jerry wants to do. And we're always going to be therapists, no matter what we do, no matter what we're getting paid for. I'm always going to be an occupational therapist. And one thing I want to do, because I am so passionate about stroke, is I don't want to have to work with a patient who's not a stroke only because their insurance allows it. I want to work with them because I know I can help them. So, my goal in the future is possibly to set up some sort of day rehab program where we don't have to care about insurance or, the paperwork side that, obviously we would write notes, but the paperwork side that says, okay, you're going to get reimbursed, you're not, because I've seen programs have to shut their doors because they're not bringing in enough revenue. This business opportunity is going to allow me in my future, which is really, really exciting. So one of the other questions, and this one I know we've all gotten because we went to science school. We're nerds, I guess. So we do.
We love science.
We love science. And we're people who like to help people. So one of the questions that we get a lot is, what do you have to know about network marketing and sales, to do this business, or do you have to know anything about that? So who wants to take that one?
I'll take that one.
Awesome.
You don't have to know anything about network marketing or sales to get into this business. Sales was definitely something that I was not familiar with at all. But again, our team is wonderful. It's got amazing resources, tons of training, systems that are just in place that you just follow the steps, and by following them you can either do the sales and the network marketing part as well. I had a touch of network marketing in the many years ago. Not my best, but didn't know anything about it. There was no system to teach you anything about it. Yes, they had some training events, but it was not in the business. It was just in their products. And so therefore you kind of got lost. This company has everything there right for you, set up in black and white so that anybody can follow it.
That's perfect. And even just to touch on that, this is definitely sales. We're selling something, but when you're a therapist, aren't you doing that every day? You're selling yourself, you're selling the ideas that you have for your patients because you want them to follow it. You know that you have something that they require. And at the end of the day, it's up to them if they want to take your advice. However, we know that when we are educating a patient, we have their best interest at heart. And this is exactly the same thing. We really know that we can make a difference in people's lives. So does anyone have anything else that they'd like to add before we wrap it up? No? All right. Well, I think this was awesome. I hope that who's ever watching, you have a better understanding of how therapists have taken over this industry, and we're taking it to the top because we have big plans, big goals, and we know how to achieve them. So thanks for watching, and definitely get in contact with whoever put you in front of this video. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you. Have a good night.